I met Muuxi a couple of years ago. I think it was around 2004.
He came to Canada when he was 16 and he had no family. He didn't know the language. It was winter. He was sort of dumped on a bus stop bench.
I saw this young guy sitting there and I got to know that he was just new to the country and was left there. And he was 16 years old at the time. He had not gone to school. He hadn't had access to school in his life. And we took him to school and he worked so hard.
I was working on a book about African refugees, and a mutual friend, Abdi Ahmed, had suggested that it would be of value to me to approach Muuxi and see if he would participate in the book. And you could see right away, he was a person who wanted to make other people comfortable.
When I met him, he was only 19 years old. And Muuxi came to our school to do student presentations about his dream to build a school in the Dadaab refugee camps of Kenya.
Muuxi is a passionate advocate of people's lives. He cares about people's lives. He wants to do more than he can do. He has done a lot of work for people's, especially people who are marginalized and people who are suffering.
He really is compassionate. He's enthusiastic. When he talks to schools, he's a rock star. They love him.
Many of the newcomer youth who are struggling when they're in the inner city and they look at Muuxi's story, they say, oh, Muuxi has done it, I can do it.
His whole personality comes across as very personable and loving.
Muuxi is a visionary. At 26, it takes a person like Muuxi to be who he is and to have done what he has done.
He balances so much, and to me, in a way, he seems like 40-something instead of 26 because he's got his priorities in line, he's really hardworking, and he's just so dedicated to all these different parts of his life.
When he came here, he hadn't known where his parents were. He had come to Canada with the knowledge that his parents might have been killed. His family, his mom and his siblings were actually living in Ethiopia.
There he was, having a pinnacle moment, reconnected with his mom, and he was thinking about the refugee kids and the kids in the slums who had no school to go to.
There were so many young refugees who did not have access to education. So he came back here and said, we must do something. It needs to be done. If we don't do it, nobody else is going to do it.
It's a central belief of Muuxi's that we all need to help each other. And as a matter of fact, one of my favorite things he's ever said to me is, we are nothing if we are not helping each other. It's one of those things that has stayed with me forever and is at the core of who he is as a person.
When he went to Kenya to open the school, he probably turned away 200 families that wanted to have their child in our school, and it, of course, brought him to tears.
He wants to see every young child in this world get education and succeed.
I can't think of another person who is more deserving than Muuxi to get the Young Humanitarian Award.
I guess the word humanitarian in part has the word humanity in it. And Muuxi cares dearly about humanity. It's a passion that he has that's somewhere deep in his DNA. It's just so much a part of who he is, and he cares so much about people. And I have great respect for him for that, and I think he is a very deserving recipient for this award.
Muuxi is a great visionary, has a lot of life ahead of him, and I'm sure he's going to touch a lot of people's lives.
Muuxi, I am so proud of you and so thrilled and privileged to know you and to call you my friend, and I want to congratulate you on this Young Humanitarian Award that you are so deservingly receiving from the Red Cross.
Muuxi, I just want to tell you congratulations. You really deserve this award. I am really proud to be able to call you my friend and that I have been able to know you in my lifetime.
As someone who has mentored him and someone who has supported him throughout his life in Winnipeg, I'm so proud, I'm so happy that Muuxi has accomplished this. I feel honored to have been associated with Muuxi, and I would like to congratulate him on this award.